Hi, everyone. Happy July 4th weekend. I'm wearing red, white, and blue, but it's nautical, but that's okay. It's still red, white, and blue. So we're getting ready to start. So here we go. And we have our friend Carol to talk to us about geocaching. And there's Mr. Phil.
Hi.
Why don't you come over a little bit closer? There we go.
More better?
Mo better.
Mo better. All right. 50-something seconds.
A minute can be so long.
I know. I like the song leading into it. Copperhead Road.
Oh, okay.
It moves back on its own, so all right, that's okay.
And hello, everybody. It is Thursday, July 3rd, and you are listening to 95.1 KNVC, Carson City, knvc.org for people outside of our listening area. And this is Carson Rural Communities. Next to me, I have CJ Giltner.
Heidi ho.
Heidi ho, and I am Phil Woolley.
Hello, Mr. Phil. How are you?
I'm doing great. You know, I wanted to start off the show with a little special thing just real quick.
Okay.
I wanted to wish a happy birthday to my beautiful wife, Lisa.
Oh, happy birthday, Lisa.
And and then tomorrow, besides America's birthday, it's also going to be my mom's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday to your mom.
Happy birthday, Mom. Happy birthday, Lisa. Love you both.
Well, if we're going to talk about birthdays, today is my son-in-law's birthday. Happy birthday, Ron Tumbaga. Hope you're having a great day working.
Yeah.
And so you know what today really is?
What's today?
It's Red Flag Day. You know what that means?
What's that mean?
That means the wind's going to be really high. So pay attention to any barbecues, fireplaces, and your campfires and things. So make sure you take care to have some water nearby in case things get away.
Fireworks.
That's right. No illegal fireworks. You know what happens. So, yes. Well, I wanted to tell you, I brought my friend Carol back to talk to us. You know, Carol Wilson is a member of 2 different Kiwanis clubs. And so she came to visit us one time to talk about the upcoming event that you just had recently. Mm-hmm. And so she had mentioned to us that she does geocaching. And I thought, oh, that would be cool to have her come back and talk about geocaching. So tell us a little bit about it, Carol.
Geocaching. The people that play this game like to say we use $1 million satellites to find Tupperware in the woods. It's a game where you use... Yeah. So it's a game where we use the satellites and have coordinates, and we go to find... It could be anything from an ammo can size to a little tiny nut bolt size a container. And to prove you were there, you have to sign a piece of paper, and then you go back and you log on to the website, which is geocaching.com, geocaching.com, and talk about it. Say, you know, I found it. If you want to say anything good or bad about it, usually it's good. And there are a few variations from that. For basically, that's what it is.
And you just go out in the middle of nowhere and you look for different things?
So let me give you a little history.
Okay.
Back in May of 2000, the government, we call it through the big blue switch. There was no blue switch. We call it that. And opened up the satellites that military was using to the general population. So that's how you end up with your GPS navigation system in your car. And, you know, it's used for commercial things. And the internet was just getting started, so there was these bulletin boards that people used to post stuff on. Well, a guy named David Ulmer in Oregon went and hid a box, or it was a bucket, and it had things in it, among other things, a can of beans, so a notebook, and a bunch of stuff. And he took the coordinates, and then he posted it on one of his bulletin boards that said, "I hid something. Can you find it?" So a bunch of people went and found it. And then they said, "Well, this is fun. Okay, Dave, here's one for you." And so it just kept going and going and going. And a lot of people, now there's like 3.3 million caches all over the world.
Oh, wow.
There's one on the International Space Station. Yeah, there. And there's, let's see, am I right on I have to check my notes.
Okay.
It's, 3.3 million caches, and there's over 1 million in the United States alone. So that's how it got started. There are other geocaching websites. This is the most popular one.
Okay. Cool. So what are some of the things that you have found?
Oh, the thing now is, since you can do like the printers that make things.
Oh, the 3D printers?
The 3D printers, yeah. So there are gadget caches, so you can actually go and find this thing, and it'll be maybe a box, but you've got to figure out how to open it, what code it is. And there's a bunch of those out there right now. They'll be in the shape of, say, a pine cone, but then you have to twist it different ways to get the whole thing open up.
Like a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, kind of.
Or playing a game in front of the new idiot box, also known as the television set, or your monitor.
First thing that came to mind is the Hellraiser Cube.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
So, yeah, you can pretty much find them. I mean, Carson City has a gazillion of them, so you go on. There are other variations. There's some called multi-caches, where you find some information at a spot, and then that would tell you, okay, now we go to a different place. And I mean, you can have just one stage, or you can have 20 stages.
Okay. I have a friend that did geocaching years and years ago, but he actually would bring something and put it into the box and take something. And yeah. So is that the concept?
Right. If there's an actual box there that's big enough, because some of them aren't big enough.
Okay.
There's usually some swag in there, that some stuff. But if you take something, you need to replace it, because it's no fun to go find a box and there's nothing there.
It's empty.
It's really good for kids, because kids love scavenger hunts and finding things and, little treasures here and there. And they get to actually choose a toy out, and put one in. So it's really good.
Cool.
Yeah, families do it. There's people in their 90s that do it. There's,
sure, it's kind of like rock hunting.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
And you can go on your ATV, bicycle, whatever.
Right. There's some in lamppost caches at Costco, where you lift up the little lamppost skirt and they're underneath there. So there's drive-ups.
Like, I'm slightly concerned, perhaps maybe we've accidentally cleaned up a couple.
It's possible. If it's on private property, you have to have permission. Mm-hmm. And then generally the people that have that property leave that alone. That doesn't always happen, but you're supposed to do that. If it's on federal land, then you can pretty much hide them anywhere, under a bush, in a tree. I've climbed trees. There's some on the top of all of these peaks around here.
Well, if they hit them well enough, we probably didn't get them. But if they were visible, there's a good chance we picked up a few.
Yeah.
Well, so you could pretty much go around year round, anywhere, weather permitting, wherever you're at.
I've cached in the snow.
Oh, wow.
Underneath a fallen tree, you have to dig down a little bit, and there's an ammunition box that has got stuff in it.
So the website is geocaching.com, but do you go in groups, or do you just go by yourself, or how does that work?
Yes.
Yes and yes?
Yes and yes.
Yes and yes.
There's actually a group around here called Great Basin Geocachers, I think that's what they call it. And they will get together. It's more fun. The more people you have, it's the more fun, because there's more eyes, and some of them are hidden very, very well. But you can go by yourself. I go by myself all the time. Just be safe when you do it. If you're going to go up in the middle of BFE, then you want to make sure somebody knows where you're at.
Right. Always a good
Exactly.
idea.
And you can use your phone. However, if you don't have cell phone service, you're not going to right.
get it.
So you might want to get a regular, like a Garmin or something like that, a GPS receiver, and you can download the caches in that and find them too. Sometimes they're more accurate than your phone.
Oh,
so
cool.
Very cool. So what's your favorite part of geocaching? What's
just finding.
Just the hunt?
Yeah, it's just the hunt. Sometimes when you find it, it's like, oh, that was kind of disappointing. But sometimes, it's hanging right in front of your face and you're not seeing it. And then somebody else will come along and go, oh, it's right there.
Well, I imagine it's interesting to see what people leave behind in those caches too. Like
anything from money to, yeah.
I know what my friend used to leave, little toy soldiers.
Yeah.
That was his thing, was leaving little toy soldiers.
There's a geocacher that leaves his handle is geofish, so he used little fishes.
I'm going to leave my ham sandwich.
Oh, you're not supposed to leave food. It attracts animals, and then the animals tear them up. Yeah.
Oh, that
That's
gives
not
me
a good
an
idea.
Yeah. I make
you
my
don't
own
leave
tiles.
food. You don't leave contraband. You don't leave, things that people. Remember, your kids are finding this.
Right.
So
don't throw your vape in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, no, leave your vape out.
You know the little decorator bottles?
Mm-hmm.
A message in a bottle.
Oh, there you go.
Cool.
Isn't that cool?
That's a great idea.
That is. Look at me. Oh my gosh. It does sound like fun.
You can look me up. I'm Night Night. It's NIGHT KNIGHT.
NIGHT.
Night Night. Because I was in law enforcement and I worked graveyards for 17 years. And my first 400 caches were found at night. So because if I had any time, I would go find them, and then if I get a call, I was like, dang, I have to leave. I want to go play. But so that was why it's the night. But you can look me up.
This is just fun. It's sitting in the house.
I started doing this in June of 2002, so right after it first started, and I've got almost 19,000. Not as many. There are people that have millions of caches found. And there was a race between two people. One of the guys lives in Mogul, and for a while,
talk to him.
Yeah,
see what all he's got.
Yeah.
Yes, that is cool. Well, today we have our little 4th of July segment, and so we're going to move over to that right now. But oh my gosh, thank you so much.
Yeah,
I'm going to put Night on our page, on the Carson Rural Communities and Great Basin Geocaching, and then geocaching.com in the notes.
Okay.
So that when people see it, they know where they can go to find that information. That is so cool.
So, and anybody can find them, anybody can hide them.
And you can camp out too, and enjoy it and continue on. Man, that's
like any excuse for adventure.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
You can, and if you're wheelchair bound, you can still find the ones in the parking lots.
Oh, see?
So it's
Well, thank you so much. That is so interesting. I got to do it.
It's a lot of fun. Make sure it's fun.
Definitely. Oh, yeah. Life is short. Live large, right?
Yep.
So, yeah. So thank you again. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me back.
I'll be posting that for you, okay? All righty. So now we're going to talk, we want to talk about Lahontan Reservoir. It's a great place for 4th of July weekend, but you know what? It has a bacteria bloom going on right now. My daughter's out there. They go every 4th of July week to go camping, and she's telling me everything's fine, but I guess if you don't swallow the water, right? Or you don't get into the water.
As long as you're not testing the water to see how unfine it is, it all looks great.
So just know that bacteria is out there, right? That algae is out there.
Stay on, guys.
Yeah. Go camping, have fun, but just stay out of the water if you can avoid it. So
just for a little while.
And don't let your pets go in there, please. Okay? All righty. So then we already talked about Red Flag Day. That means to watch those campfires. Don't let them get away, because
most places probably won't even let you have a campfire.
Right. Okay. Okay. So, and then July 4th. That's tomorrow.
That's America's birthday.
Yes. What are you doing?
Working, probably.
Oh, gosh. Well, let's talk about some of those parades. There's one up in Virginia City every year for 4th of July. And
they're doing something out here in Carson. I noticed they had the road all blocked off.
Yep. So you have in Carson, not only do you have your 4th of July festivities, but go over to the Railroad Museum. They have so much going on there.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, quite a bit. So maybe you could latch onto a railroad ride. Say that fast.
Latch on the railroad ride.
So 4th of July festivities will be in Carson City at Mills Park. And Virginia City, you have the parade, and then all kinds of things going on throughout the day, and leading up to the fireworks, just like at Carson. Fernley has their huge 4th of July celebration.
I just want to point out really quick, during COVID, we were the parade. Desert Pigs started the illegal parade on July the 4th, and it was huge. And that was during COVID when everything was all locked down.
Oh, yeah.
Just nobody forget, all right? We brought you we brought you the parade when there was no parade. So
isn't that cool?
Everybody thank your pigs.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. And so also Fallon will have a 4th of July festivities, and then you have throughout the smaller communities their little festivities as well. I mean, there is a lot to be done in our area, and
no lack of activities for 4th of July.
There never is. There never is. And so I'm going to read the PSAs, and then we are going to bounce back to a few things. We're going to look at some of our flyers. I posted the flyers, and I'll be honest with you, I did not post them by date this time.
Ooh.
I posted some of the more important things on there first because it's about fire safety. It's about heat safety. You don't want to leave your pets in the car for 4th of July. And you know what? If you can leave them home, that's even better, because they're going to be afraid of the boom, boom, boom noises. And we don't really want to see my pet got out last night during fireworks. And so if you could be home with them, that's cool. But, 4th of July, wear your red, white, and blue. I've got mine on. And let's see. There's also, there's really not a heat advisory right now, but make sure you drink lots of water while you're out there. If you're going to spend the whole day there, make sure you bring lots of water.
Yeah, don't just bring beer, guys. Bring water too.
Water, yes.
Very important.
And make sure you eat. Water. Don't forget to eat. Those are some of the things I would do, is forget to eat, because I'd be having too much fun. But this year,
barbecues grilling around me, man, I'm not going to forget to eat.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I forget to cook. So here we go with our PSAs. They're not in any date order or anything like that. But Computer Core has their tech camp. They have 2. And let's see. There's going to be July 7th through July 18th. And then July 28th through August the 8th. And I'm going to give you the telephone number, and that is 775-883-2323. And let's see, there are some scholarships available, partial scholarships, and space is limited. It's for ages 9 through 15, and you get to learn about computer recycling, which is kind of cool, huh? And then testing, assembly, and operation. That's kind of awesome. An awesome thing to do, right?
And that's the only place I go shopping for computers, Computer Core, because you get such a good deal out there.
Yeah. And I understand the owners will help you with any of your issues that you have if you're not computer inclined.
I used to work with their IT guy.
Yeah, see?
Chris.
So, all right, so then we have Carson Area Metropolitan Planning Organization.
Very important.
Also known as CAMPO. CAMPO invites the public to participate in a long-range transportation survey. Yes, very important. The Carson Area Metropolitan Planning Organization, known as CAMPO, is asking for the public's input as we begin to update our region's long-term transportation and transit plans. I think that's well overdue, don't you think, with all the growth?
Oh, yeah, especially in Mound House.
Campo area covers the Carson City, Mound House, and Dayton in Lyon County, and then Indian Hills and Johnson Lane in Douglas County. This survey will inform both the long range, the regional transportation plan for the Campo area, and the transit coordinated human services plan, a short range and long range plan for transit in the Campo area. These two plans are aimed at addressing the community's transportation needs and improving coordination between transportation providers and human service organizations. And obviously, your participation is essential to inform transportation priorities in the region. And so I'm going to give you the telephone number for that, as well as the website to go to. So the telephone number is 775-283-7525. And then the website is called Carson Area MP O.com. So that's M as in Mary, P as in Paul, O as in octopus.com.
Right.
So
anytime you guys see Campo showing up at a meeting somewhere, this directly affects you. You need to, show up, listen, yell, whatever you got to do.
righto. Okay, so the next one is Night Off the Streets. And we have, I believe there's a flyer. If you go to Carson Rural Communities Facebook page, I try to upload all of them at one time. It makes it easier for you to find them. You can just kind of like go right through them. So you can find whatever you would like. And I believe Night Off the Street is in there. So Night Off the Streets presents Hands Across Carson, Getting Groovy. Getting Groovy's in there. Let's see. It's a barbecue dinner, music, raffle, and auction. And it's for Saturday, July 19th from 4:30 to 8 p.m. at the Governor's Mansion. And that address is 606 Mountain Street. And tickets are $95 for dinner, dessert, and beverage. And if you'd like to get your tickets, you can go to notcarson.org. Not Night Off the Streets. Not Carson.org. Okay. And then, of course, we have our farmers market every weekday at the Mills Park for Carson Farmers Market. There's quite a few other farmers markets in the area.
We actually have one today in Dayton.
Yeah,
for the Healthy Communities Coalition is throwing their, and that's probably your stack. I'm probably jumping ahead of you.
No, that's okay.
But
that's okay.
Healthy Communities Coalition is running their farmers market out on Highway 50, right next to the pizza factory.
Yeah.
Everybody stop by there.
Starting at 3.
Get some honey.
For some reason today, I think it's Saturday. I don't know why. I woke up that way. I guess because Rob is home taking a day off and he's working at home and it's just I feel like it's a Saturday, but it really is only Thursday. It's only Thursday. So all right. And then the last PSA that I have for you is from the Carson City Sheriff's Office Canine Unit. It says you and your golf team can support the Carson City Sheriff's Office Canine Unit at the second annual CCSO Canine Unit Golf Tournament at Silver Oak Golf Club on August the 2nd. And you can become a sponsor and or sign up to play now at carson.org/canine. Or you can give them a phone call at 775-283-3422. With that being said, don't call them tomorrow because they're closed.
You can call them. I'm just not going to get an answer.
You're not going to give anyone to answer. You got it. You know what else is closed tomorrow?
What's that?
The banks. The banks are closed. So if you need money, go now to get your money. Let's see, what else can we think of? All your county and your governmental offices will be closed.
There's no mail.
No mail. So if you're expecting that $10,000 check, you'll have to wait an extra day. I'm sorry. Let's see. We have
standard things.
The standard things.
Everything that can close will close.
Casinos will still be open.
Yes, I will still be at work.
Did you know that it's the most beer drunk on a holiday is on Independence Day?
I don't understand that, but
Yeah,
yes,
it's
okay,
America's
that's
birthday party, man.
more than Memorial Day or any of the others.
What else are you gonna do when you're waiting for all those fireworks? You know?
yeah, exactly.
Sometimes those shows take a while.
Exactly. Well, I am not going outside tomorrow. Instead, I'm stuck in the house doing all of my studying for Medicare and my continuing ed to renew my insurance license because now's the time. Oh my gosh, I'm trying my darndest tootness. I don't know if it's going to better me or not, but that's what I'm doing. And then when I'm finished with that, and I'm pretty close to finishing, I already finished my state required stuff for renewing my license in September. So I'm ahead of the game, and I'd prefer to be ahead of the game in case something emergency happens. But the other thing I plan to do, because I love my art and I've kind of neglected it a bit. So I've been working on making my tiles and painting them to get them into the kiln, to get them fired. And I have about 300 pieces that I've worked on. They're small pieces. I need 1,000. And so I only do them ever so often. So hopefully this project will finish in the next 6 weeks or so I can start laying them out. And so, yeah, it's kind of fun. It's relaxing. And then I have my stained glass project. I can only do a couple of pieces of glass, of grinding glass. It's all cut, ready to go. I just need to grind it. But and it's kind of like catch up for me at this time of year. So I'm going to enjoy that. Nice. And then I'll be able to see the fireworks from home. All I have to do is go in my backyard and see them in Virginia City. Yeah. And so, Carol, what's the last thing you got from your geocaching?
I don't take stuff anymore or leave stuff anymore. I just sign. But I got, it was just a Tupperware box up by the Maverick.
Oh wow!
So that's the last one I got.
So it's not like you have to dig or anything.
No,
like
you
that?
can't bury it. You're not supposed to bury it.
Okay.
The idea is you take the if you take that container away, it has to look like it did before it was even there.
Okay.
So you don't want to drill into trees or dig into the ground or anything like that.
That's cool. That is awesome. And so
I'm going to be doing my own form of geocaching on Saturday.
What are you doing?
Well, same thing I do every Saturday. We're going to be going out to Desert Pigs. There's a little spot out in Silver Springs, kind of at the end of Ramsey Weeks.
Okay.
There's like that playa out there, and somebody was complaining about the dump out there, so I went scouting around. By Desert Pig standards, this is a fairly small dump.
Okay.
So I'm probably just going to take one trailer. But yeah, I mean, there's like 3 mattresses, a bunch of televisions, there's stuff all
But if you leave it, other people will go, oh, look, I can dump my stuff.
Well, the thing is, that also, and if I pick it up, people will notice because this is a spot that everybody likes to go play in.
Yeah.
And so like even one TV to trip over is a big deal out there. So we got your back, Silver Springs. We're going to come clean up one of your play spots and maybe a couple on the way back.
And you had mentioned that you would like to see the Desert Pigs go national.
Worldwide.
Okay.
The entire planet needs them.
No, definitely. Well,
I mean, it's just that, you see everywhere you go, like I don't care if you're, here, if you're in India or wherever, you see trash out on the road, you're thinking, why can't somebody just pick that up and put it in a bag? And like if everybody I think that people just get so used to staring at this stuff that it just becomes like this impossible task in their head, and nobody thinks like, wow, I can actually make a difference. And like within a couple of hours, you can make a huge difference. And if you have a lot of people working with you, it's astounding what you can do.
So there's actual, one of the sayings for geocaching is cache in, trash out. So people take bags, and if you find a cache that's got trash around it, they take it out. We even have events that do that. So you show up, a group of people show up. I used to have one down at the end of Dayton Valley Road, where the little horse gate is, to keep the horses in and out. And so you go up there and you sign in, you get credit for finding a geocache, and then you go out and you find trash and you pick it up. And in this case, they throw it in the back of my pickup truck and I take it to the transfer station.
Cool.
Yeah,
cool.
Even simple little things like yesterday, I was driving down 6 Mile Canyon Road and a tire had shredded for like a half mile in 6 Mile Canyon. And
Oh,
everybody's bobbing and weaving, playing Frogger to get around this stuff. And I'm like,
Why don't you just stop and pick it up?
so yeah, I just put on some gloves, went down the road. It took like, maybe 10 minutes to go pick up all those pieces of tire, and now they're on the back of my truck, and nobody's getting a flat tire from it.
It all goes back to finding a drink cup on the ground right next to a trash can.
yeah.
You couldn't make it to the trash can,
Just make a positive difference in the
so
world.
walk and pick it up and put it in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we have like 30 seconds. What do you think?
Oh, we got about a minute and 30
Okay.
seconds.
So let's do a challenge.
Uh-oh.
If anyone's going out geocaching, do a little video or a picture and post it on Facebook's Carson Rural Communities.
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be cool? That would be
Definitely. I like
awesome.
that.
We would love to see that.
Yeah,
So,
share it to Carson Rural Communities on Facebook. If you can't find it, just look up Carson Rural. It should pop right up.
that should be fun. All right, folks. So we are now almost ready to say bye-bye for the day. Be safe out there. Have fun with your family and friends. Don't drink too much. Don't be a statistic
Stay
on
hydrated.
Highway 50, please, or anywhere else. And we love you. So happy July 4th. Happy birthday, America.
Happy birthday, America.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you for listening. This is, once again, this is KNVC 95.1 FM, Carson City. KNVC.org for people outside of the listening area. And this has been Carson Rural Communities.
Okay, wave bye-bye.
Bye.
No, wave bye-bye over here.
Bye.